Hello, this is the monkey. I said that in the past, and yeah, I may be a little rar, 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 but just giving you a little warning. Well, thing is that in the past, well, first of all, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but I will say that in the past, uh, Tim Talkstock used to said that that his favorite was the Parent Trap. When I loved the Parent Trap even more, but and then he's done other videos where he's claimed to love other movies, but I will say the one that hurt the most was when he said that he loved that Trachtenberg, Michelle Trachtenberg, or whatever her name is, but for a certain reason. I mean, he says that she was an important part of Buffy, but you gotta remember, she's the reason why Buffy's mom died. You know, the creating 14 years of different memories for the mother of Buffy, and all the rewriting of memories caused her mother to die. Because of Dawn, Buffy's mother died, and I hated that. But I, but, but I always loved that Trachtenberg girl. I'm bad with names sometimes because I didn't know her name. I knew her as the character. I'm trying to see if it says it on there. Something Trachtenberg, whatever. I'm trying to find it on the back. Hold on. Michelle Trachtenberg. The the reason why she is such an important part of my life and why it hurts so badly. I mean, it did just break my heart. I literally, when I saw somebody, I was like, it hurts. It hurts. I literally said, this one hurts because it did. It did. It hurt so badly because of my past when everything was just all the happy moments erased. During the bad times, afterward, when I was in the hospital recovering, what stuck in my mind was happy but inappropriate. Like, you wouldn't really necessarily call it a happy memory, but it was close. It was a memory of raunchiness, and I loved, and so I always went back to it. Yeah, I always went back to it. And that is so what happened is I loved it so much that at the time I even bought twice of it right here. The unrated cut. Her right here. This was her most important film ever. She she was the reason why the mom died in Buffy, but she's the reason why the main character's best friend, gets to gets a happy ending in the end of the film. But she was so iconic, you know? She got to be on this cover, on as the main thing. I mean, it's just amazing cover. Amazing. And it just is perfect. She was perfect in this film. I've always loved her in this film. She was amazing, amazing, amazing. I mean, it's perfect. And I love the film so much. I mean, hold on, I'll see if I can show it. But see, I got two of them because I love it so much. And so, yes, she was in The Ice Princess, but I didn't like. I mean, it even stars a girl from I think Heroes, but I don't know. I didn't like Ice Princess. She got a lot of surgery in between uh Euro Trip and the other, to where when she smiles, her face kind of bulge out a bit. It's like bulge, bulge. You know, I didn't like that. Even in that one film she did, that I still prefer her in. I believe she was in. So yes, I prefer her in Euro Trip and the other one. What's that one with Zac Efron? Yeah, she was all goo goo gaga for him in that one. Uh, the one with the other guy that died. Oh, what's his name? The guy from Friends. No one, I don't think anybody remembers the name of that one, but she was in that one. But I hate that they keep trying to make her seem like a teenager in the films, even though she kept getting younger. She kept getting older, and they kept like she was how old, and they tried to make her be a teenager in uh that film where Zac Efron plays the younger version of Matthew Perry, or whatever his name is from Friends. He played Chandler Bing. And yeah, so for anybody that made it this far, I'm sorry if it sounded like I'm getting all upset with Tim. I'm just upset that he just, it's almost like yeah, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, but all I'm saying is, I feel that I love her. I love her. She was a way, she had a presence about herself in her films where she was amazing. Well, some of her films. I still hate her character on Buffy, but what can I say? I don't like her on Buffy. There, I said it. I mean, parts of no, just all in general. I don't like her on Buffy. I will say, even in the one episode, Once More with Feeling, there the villain is trying to do this nice song, kind of a tap number, you know? That's kind of jazzy and bluesy, and she's saying, "This is illegal. This is illegal." It's like you're she was ruining the number. You're you're watching the villain, talking about causing people to combust, and what's Dawn doing? Talking about this herping with him is illegal. I mean, really? You're hearing the evil plot of the villain. You're hearing the evil speech, and she's talking about the law and what's illegal. I mean, really? I didn't like her at all in Buffy. I didn't. At the time, I thought her ballet movements were good in that episode. Once More with Feeling. Her ballet movements, those were great in that episode. But her as a character at Buffy, I don't like it. I mean, what happens in the first episode she's introduced? Buffy's mom is yelling at her to why not introduce Buffy to your friends more? Let her hang out. What I'm saying is, she tells Buffy to, she's getting upset with her. She's getting on her case about that. She's telling her to have her hang out with her friends more, Buffy's friends, and just like ordering Buffy to do this and that. Just she they start off with her mom being that way. I mean, really? Do you realize that you have the character that ends up dying because of Dawn telling her for Buffy to let her spend more time with her friends, even though it is Dawn who is the reason why she ends up dying? So you have the one that dies because of Dawn telling Buffy to let her hang out with her friends more, Buffy's friends. I mean, really? Isn't that poor taste? Really? Really? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. If not for Willow, Buffy's mom would not have died in the episode called The Body. She would have lived. She would have lived longer. She would have lived to possibly the end of the series. I really don't like it. Yeah, I did. She was horrible in that role, except the movements in that one episode. But yeah, so yeah, but I will say, uh, but she was great in that film that I showed. Yeah, to me, that is her best work. My favorite. Okay. So yeah, that's the epitome of it. That's the best. So I will say that where Tim Talks Talkies loves or claims to love, what's her name? What's her name? Lindsay Lohan. Yeah, the Parent Trap most. I will say that I love Michelle Trachtenberg. Uh, yeah, I do. The way that she portrayed her characters. So it's like not her in person, but the way she always affected or played her characters. Kind of like Steven Seagal or those actors that people always say like Vince Vaughn, the characters that are always themselves or always a certain way in their roles. I thought that even the way she played the teenager in that Zac Efron film, even that was amazing. I mean, she brought a way to her that was just no other actress would have done it that way. And she was amazing in the Euro trip, and I just love it so much. So I will say that I will say that well, even though I love the movie Adam's Family Values, more than anybody, I will say I love Michelle Trachtenberg in Eurotrip more than anybody on the galaxy and the entire atmosphere, in the entire multiverse. I love her more than I would say I love her characters more than any other character in the multiverse, in any other dimension, in the galaxy, in the vast majority of time, space, and everything. I'd say every single one of her performances, well, except in Buffy, are my well. Well, remember, I didn't really like the Ice Princess as much as her other works, but yes. And yes, she was good in Harriet the Spy, but I really hated what happened to her character the most in that film. She got a bad deal. She got a bad thing, a bad rep or whatever you call it. But and to see her torture people for in different ways for revenge. I mean, she helped out her friend at the end of Eurotrip, you know? And what happens in Paris? Eh? Eh? But but I will say that yeah, um I mean it was an iconic scene. I mean it gave us a lot better Paris scene than in Moulin Rouge. I mean in Moulin Rouge she dies. But I if this the you see Michelle Trachtenberg in a dress that you don't see her in and the rest of the entire film. I thought that was great. And I don't know, I really, really thought that really good, really amazing. I love that film so much. And yes, when she died, I brought a brand new, different version. So yeah, I brought a very special version. Ah, ah. So yeah, but yeah. So I will say that what is left to say on such a wonderful character, such a wonderful character actress. I to my dying day, I will love her in that role more than anything. I was just looking to see what was shown in the camera when my hand went ooh. Yeah, I don't know, but uh, so I will say. To my dying day, I will love her in every single film. Well, no. I mean, I will love her performances better than any other actress in any other single film. But my reasons for loving Adam's Family Values are completely different than loving Michelle Trachtenberg and uh, the so the Adam's Family Values before before or no, it was my past. It was my past, my bad past that I loved it. But it was but it was before my bad past that I fell in love with Michelle Trachtenberg and Eurotrip and seen her other stuff. I mean, no offense to Tim, but he didn't even mention that she was also in Inspector Gadget. I thought she was great in that too. When you love an actress as much as I do, you need to say every film she was great in. So what can I say? I'll give a ranking. How about that? Right off the top of my head, I'll put my favorite ranking of Michelle Trachtenberg as Eurotrip. Number two, Inspector Gadget. Number three, Harriet the Spy. Number four, and Ice Princess. Yeah, not her best, but still, she brought something to it that nobody else would have or could have. But let me see, what else? Oh, after that, I think number five would be her part in Gossip Girl. Yes, yes. See, I'm that big a fan. I even know she was in Gossip Girl. Yeah. And let me see what else. Trying to think. She was in some other stuff too. Can't think of the other stuff. Seen her at tons. Harriet the Spy would. I think I mentioned Harriet the Spy. Yeah, I'd say the bottom of the list. I'd say the very last place would be her and Buffy. Very last, like 1,000. Like her role in Eurotrip would be number one, but Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Dawn, the killer of the mother of Buffy, um, would have to be 1,000. Would have to be way down there, bottom of the list, way bottom. But yeah, so besides that, trying to think what else she was in. She was in a lot, but I can't think of any. Uh, but I will say that yeah, that one with Zac Efron. I would tie that for the number one position. So yeah, I would tie that with Eurotrip because she's supposed to be. It just they were both the best performances. I mean, the way that she it responds to Zac Efron. I mean, really, that's just. I mean, and so yeah, I would tie Eurotrip with that Zac Efron film. But because they're both great in their own way, you know? They're and not in the weird way, but in a different way. They're iconic. They're amazing. They're two sides of a different coin. They're just they're just the best performances she's ever done. And I just think that it was amazing that she could portray such characters in a certain way that really, just amazing. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else. She was on the soundtrack of Once More with Feeling, the Buffy episode that made it watchable, at least by the ballet standards, you know, the ballet movements to that episode. And yeah, um, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head of what she was in, but yeah, I'm happy enough with just the DVDs and the wonderful covers that I can just look at whenever I want. And now I got 3 copies of that movie. 3. The very special version that I bought. Ha 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 ha. And those 2 copies I've had so long, they were right next to my copy of Vanilla Sky. That it's been years since I got those out. Those 2 copies. Rawr. Uh, but yeah, so uh, I will say, amazing actress, beautiful, gorgeous, talented, sophisticated in all the right ways. And I can never go on enough. I could just go on and 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 on about how amazing Michelle Trachtenberg is. Yeah. So yeah. Well, I would say that. So I would say that if Tim Takis says that Parent Trap is his favorite, or that he loves that one, I will say her in those roles I told you about, and especially the one I tied with that Zac Efron film. Amazing. I would say I love her more than anybody in the entire galaxy, in the multiverse, in every single multiverse in the entire universe. I love her more than anybody, and I'll fight you. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, but yeah. So even though I may have got on a few people's nerves by saying this, I mean I'm entitled to my opinion. And I know Tim is as well, but I just wanted to tell you that. I mean, he said that she was in other stuff, but when you love a character, when you love a portrayal, when you love a film so much that it means so much to you that it just holds a special place in your psyche, mind, body and soul. That you just love the actress and you're able to just admire and appreciate every single role she's in, except Buffy. Killer, killer of the mom. Bah. I would say that, yeah, I mean, think about it. In the show Buffy, she's just a key turned into a girl. You know, the monks created her because she knew Buffy would keep her protected and safe. I mean, really? I mean, there's other ways of doing it. I mean, just just appear as the monks and say, protect this person, treat her as one of your own, or just keep her in hiding or whatever. They could have done something. They could have had her go to Giles and have Giles, or be like, Buffy, can I speak to you for a moment? You need to protect this child. She is very important, and she holds a very important balance to the entire universe, or whatever. You know, they could have done something like that, not do something that you know eventually killed her mother. You know, I really liked the mother in Buffy. The mother in Buffy was really, really good. And so yeah, so I will never like her in Buffy except for those ballet movements. And yeah, I really like Tchaikovsky. The Tchaikovsky ballets are my favorite ballets. So yeah, I really enjoy the dance moves, the ballet moves, and that Once More with Feeling. So at least she was on the soundtrack of that one, you know? So yeah, hmm. Yeah, yeah. So I've said a lot already on this one, but yeah, yeah. So I would say if I had to pick a show that I loved Michelle Trachtenberg in the most, I would say no, I would say Gossip Girl. Gossip, Gossip Girl is what I prefer her in as far as TV shows, and her worst TV show character is in Buffy just because it was her character that caused Buffy's mom to die. And yeah, I mean, like I said, Giles could have introduced her and she would have still protected her. And who knows, maybe they could have been like, they could have spent the whole rest of the seasons of, of, oh, what's his name? The one that created the female robot. Oh, what's his name? The guy with the hair. Well, what's his name? Her friend. The one that. Oh, what's his name? The one that he was friends with her and Willow from season one. Him, they could have had him like always guessing. Like he could have, like in season five, they could have been like, I I know it. She's Elvis's long lost daughter, or in season six, he could have been like, oh, she's like each season could have been him trying to guessing and figuring out clues and he could have been wrong when when he came with all his facts and proof and all that at the end of each season of why he thinks that she is this person, or why she's being protected, like in season six they could have been like, well, like this is all the proof that she is Elvis's daughter, or Elvis's long lost daughter, or and then Buffy could have been like wrong, you know and but in a comical way. So I'm just, maybe even quoting like an Elvis song, or a work of like a film or something that the person she's that he brought all this proof saying that she must be this person, or this person's relative, or maybe like maybe like the maybe every single time he would see her in like season seven or whatever, so maybe she'd be holding a ballerina or something, and then then in season seven it could have been like, I know the reason why you're protecting her is because she's, that Scott Hamilton's long lost daughter, or something like that. It could have been just, they could have introduced her and just had a really cool thing like that going on. They didn't have to have her be the reason why the mother died. I mean, the mother was amazing. She, a underrated character in the show that did not deserve to die. But so Gossip Girl, best season or series that she was in. Worst series, Buffy. Best movie, I've already said. And worst movie that she was in. Like I said, I didn't really agree with her portrayal in The Ice Princess. I mean, Very bad choice of earrings. Yeah. And I don't know. That movie just didn't rub me the right way. Not in a not in a weird way. No, I didn't agree with the makeup choice, the earrings. I didn't agree with a lot in that film. I mean, it has a great cast, but it's used the wrong way. I mean, I just, that's the film I don't really agree with the most with her film. But she still brought her own performance to it that was really unique and good. I like it, but I like it the least. But I still stand by my ranking of movies I did earlier. But yeah, so I will say that let me see. What else could I say about such a wonderful, marvelous Michelle Trachtenberg? She will forever be the one actress that after my bad past I thought of, that I really did think of a lot that wasn't really a happy memory, but a memory that just was really strong and there. I mean, I was able to focus on that movie. And when I finally got out of the hospital and back home, that's actually a movie that I went back to my two copies of. You know, it's a film that always just reminds me of, it like I'm saying, it was my first memory of a film after, like when I was in the hospital that I was able to fully remember clearly, and it wasn't a happy memory, it was something else. But it was a memory that I hung on to so strongly, to her portrayal in that film, that I remembered I had two copies of. And I just it was the memory that was the strongest when I was made to try to remember a happy memory. That was the closest I got after the bad past. That when I was trying to think of a happy memory, that's what came up. That is what came up. Her portrayal in that film. And I never will ever feel about any other actress's performances the way that I do about hers, in the same way, because she was the first memory I had when after the bad, the first memory that I was able to focus on that was supposed to be a good memory, that was supposed to be happy. She will always be that first memory that when I didn't have any other thing in the hospital, I had those memories. That was important to, when you're in the hospital for 9 weeks and you only have your memory to remember a film that or something that brings happiness to you, and you're there for all those weeks, and you're constantly made to think of happy memories, and you just go to that. I mean, it was the clearest. And so just I don't I don't care if somebody has a tattoo of her or whatever. She will always be the most important female actress in my entire life, because she was the first memory that I had when I was sober. And yeah, that really means a lot. So yeah, she will be missed. And it really hurt me when she got. I mean, I felt like my heart was gone when I found out she died. I just my arms were not able to hold me up any longer. I crumbled. My arms gave out, and I just was I just fell. I was trying to hold myself up, balancing on my arms, and I just fell. I crumbled because I was just so heartbroken. And she she was always, I don't know. She played such an important part in my recovery that when she died, it was like a part of me died, you know? It just really hurt so badly. I had crumbled and I couldn't breathe. And I just had to order. I didn't care how much it was going to cost me. I had to order a copy. I had to order a version of that film that I had not had before. I had to. I just had to. I didn't care how much it costed. I bought the version I did not have yet. And so now I have every single copy of that film, every version ever made of it. And I just, if I ever find out that I'm going to die, if I ever find out I have cancer or something, I'm going to watch that version that I have not watched yet of that film. Very special version that I didn't care how much I paid for it. And but it just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just she is such an important part of my life in a way that I already explained. And I will forever be grateful for how much she helped me in my recovery. And I just, it was sad, it's just beyond sad. It's just, I don't know. I will miss her. I will miss her. And I, I do. I'm getting speechless. I'm I'm gonna I'm gonna have to end the thing soon. I'm getting emotional. She yeah.